Hello everyone, this is DeadLevelReviews bringing you a review on The Walking Dead Season 3, Episode 12, Clear. Wow, what an episode. We saw the return of Morgan, and we now understand that Morgan's son, Dwayne, has sadly passed away. This episode was probably one of the best episodes in the series, just because of the effect that Morgan gave Rick. When we first see Morgan again, he's insane. He doesn't recognize Rick. He thinks he's wearing a dead man's face. He does not come to the fact that he does know Rick. And I saw this on the Walking Dead memes. That awkward moment when Rick Grimes is the sanest person in the room. And that pretty much sums it up. Morgan has gone crazy since the death of his son. The episode starts off with Rick, Michonne, and Carl coming past a hitchhiker. And when I first saw him calling for help, I was like, there's no way this dude is going to get picked up by the group. And obviously he didn't. But when they first get to Atlanta, they go to the police academy or station or whatever it was. And Rick does not see a gun. I guess they were all taken by Morgan. And then when they come out, they see all these booby traps, all the burnt walkers, and things get a little scary. They see a man in a mask, which is later turned out to be Morgan. So what happens is they shoot at each other for a little while, and sorry, that's the phone ringing. I'm not going to answer that. They shoot at each other for a little while, and then basically Morgan comes down from the building that he's on top of, and Carl shoots him. And Morgan's wearing a bulletproof vest, so he doesn't get. It's not like he was really injured in the sequence, just a big bruise from the bullet. And so there's booby traps all over the place. There are even booby traps in the house, I think it was, where Morgan was staying. It's crazy. It was a perfect setup. There was a pulley system so Morgan could get back to higher ground. There was also arrows pointing back. Well, it was basically Morgan's escape route. And then Carl and Michonne decide to go on a little run. Carl wants to go alone, obviously, and then Michonne says, "Oh no, you don't," and comes with him. Rick's basically just waiting there, and he says the same thing he said to the bicycle walker that he says to Morgan in this scene. He says, "I'm sorry this happened to you," meaning I'm sorry that you got so messed up. When Morgan wakes up, he doesn't recognize Rick. He might recognize Rick, but he probably doesn't like wanna recognize Rick, and he basically attacks him. Now, we see Morgan holding a knife and basically putting all of his weight on it so he could stab Rick. And I was like, Rick's not gonna get stabbed. He gets stabbed. He gets stabbed, and my first thought was that in the heart? Because it really looked like it was in the heart. It was around here, which is near the heart, which is crazy. I thought that Rick died, to be honest with you. And then Morgan finally recognizes him after he stabbed Rick, and they have a very deep emotional conversation. But meanwhile, with Michonne and Carl, Carl wants to go to a cafe where he and his family used to go all the time, and he wanted to get Judith a picture of his family minus Shane. And so they go in there, and then they get trapped by walkers, and they are unable to grab it. So then Michonne says, "Wait here," and then it seems like within 5 seconds she's already back with the picture, which is absolutely crazy. And then probably one of the deepest scenes is when Morgan is giving his "The Weak Inherit the Earth" speech. That speech is honestly one of the deepest speeches I've ever heard on The Walking Dead and in any TV show. Unfortunately, Michonne, Rick, and Carl do not bring Morgan with them. Morgan decides to stay in his area, which honestly I'm depressed about, but I wouldn't expect anything more from, because Lenny James who plays Morgan is an extremely busy actor. So I hope that he returns in the future, of course. But as of right now, it seems that we are going without Morgan for the rest of the season, which honestly I think is good, because if they bring him back later in the series, at least he won't be dead from the future gunfight which will happen between the governor and Rick. So overall, this was an absolutely fantastic episode. Definitely a 5 out of 5 stars. I just don't know what to say. Lenny James did an incredible job, so did Andrew Lincoln, and this was overall one of the best Walking Dead episodes I think you'll ever see. Goodbye, everyone.